What's going on, guys? We not waiting for opportunity, we creating an opportunity. We not waiting for opportunity, we creating an opportunity, right? Hope you guys having a great day. I hope you're checking things off your long-term or short-term goals. I hope you're learning. I hope you're progressing. I hope anything that's happening is a learning experience for you that advances you to the next, okay? So you can level up. All right, so what I want to talk to you guys about today is trusting the process. We really hear about this a lot. We've always heard about it. Trust the process, trust the process. Truthfully, what it's saying is be freaking patient and be consistent. That's what it's saying. Trusting the process is you being patient and still being consistent. So what happens is, I think a lot of people when they hear trust the process, they feel they just waiting for anything to happen whenever it happens. No, but you have to wait being ready. Being ready so you don't have to get ready. You also have to wait and be consistent. I've heard this said before, hurry up and wait. So you still got to do everything that needs to be done continuously, but you have to wait before you get to the part where it's like, hurry up, let's go get this, it's time, right? So right now, when you're trusting the process, you're in that hurry up and wait phase, okay? Now, hurry up and wait phase, again, is you being patient, but you still doing everything, hitting all the goals that you have on your checklist, doing all the daily tasks, the constant routines, keeping the consistency and the energy in the progress, in the work, in the study, whatever it is for you to get to the point for the ending goal, but being patient. I think a lot of us lack the patient part. So when we go ahead and we do all this work and we keep it consistent, we do the studying, we go to the seminars, we wake up early in the morning and take time out of our day to understand something in order to attack certain goals on our list, to execute, because execution is very hard to do. That's the hardest part. You can make the goal, but to execute. And as we're executing, we say we don't see any progress, or we don't see any results yet, like financially results. We feel like there's something wrong, or we don't see whatever result that was that we have at the end, after we do everything. And that's where the patient comes in, being patient, because you have corporations, right? Even for tax purposes, look at corporations, look at LLCs, sole proprietors, look at those companies, for example, right? I think it's about 2 to 3 years, right? You can have a loss on your company before it stops deeming you as a company. And it's where if you have a consistent loss, after like 3 years, it looks at you for tax purposes and it'll start saying, this is no longer a company, this is more like a hobby, right? And this is 2 to 3 years, and certain states it may vary. So if it takes 2 to 3 years and you can show a loss for your taxes, you can show no gain, or you can show a negative, right? A negative profit, like nothing's, like you're losing, right? For 2-3 years. And then after that, that's when the company says, this is a hobby. We need to be patient to realize, and you can't look in 2, 3, 4 months for an automatic change of what you're looking for or automatic results. That's why you have to be consistent. You have to be persistent in the day-to-day activities and the things that you feel is important to you in order for you to be greater within it. Because the only way you're gonna get the results you're looking for is to trust the process. And to trust the process is to be patient and consistent. Patience and consistency. Like I said, hurry up and wait. So when I say hurry up and wait, I don't mean just to sit there doing nothing. I mean to be attacking the task at hand, execution on the things you need to execute, and realize at the end of the day, you might not see any results for it yet, right? But you have corporations that are billion-dollar corporations. Look at Amazon, okay? Look at Amazon. This dude started in a small little office with a tag that said Amazon on phones. He didn't start as a billionaire. He had $1 billion idea that he had to be patient and consistent with, okay? He had to take a lot of no's, a lot of people not wanting to do the change. He had to wait till he started tapping into the right places because his time was gonna come. His time was gonna come. right? So when his time came and the adjustment in the world needed that, he was already ready. He didn't have to get ready. He was ready because he kept the consistency already before as he was waiting for his time. So every day he would get up, still work on his company, still try to sell his company, still try to improve his company. So look at the kinks in the company, constantly trying to see what place he can put his company in to help someone else, to leverage it later, right? But it wasn't no big thing yet. Everybody was still what? Going to the malls, going to the regular corner store to get stuff. Nobody was online yet, like heavy, like trying to, trade online like that. Not yet. But he knew the vision, he knew what he wanted, and he kept it consistent. Kept it consistent as he patiently waited for his time. You understand? You have to understand that within yourself, for your mind. For your mind, you have to be patient in your mind, because that will disrupt you. You will sit there and you will feel tired and exhausted, and you will look around and you'll start saying, why am I doing this? What is this for? And you'll lose heart. You'll get faint. And don't worry, it'll happen. But you just have to remind yourself when it happens to kickstart and say, hey, I got to keep pushing. The time's not coming up yet, but I'm going to be ready when it does. So when it does, I'm ready to go. We got everything set up for you. Here it is. Here's the product or the service. Here I am. Here's what I am. You have to realize that with yourself. We look at ourselves in lives and we keep on judging ourselves on the other people's results, on the other people's lifestyles, on the other people's thought process in life and what they deem as good and bad and successful. And we hurt ourselves and saying, well, we're not here. We're not this. We're not that. Only time you should be pissed off at yourself is when you give up. When you look at something else or someone else and you say, you don't have it, you can't do that, and you give up. Then you should be pissed off at yourself because you didn't keep it consistent and you didn't give a full effort. Because your effort wasn't built off of what you can do and what you do. Your effort was built off of what other people see. Let's just keep it real. You are affected by what other people see and think about you. You are affected by other people's judgment of you. Listen, I'm not saying judgment is bad. Because a lot of people say, oh, judgment, No, I like constructive criticism. I don't mind you judging me and giving me some judgment so I can get myself together, right? Because judgment is meant to be a good thing, to save a person, to help a person, to heal a nation. That's what it's meant to be. Now, people use it in different ways, but it's meant to be positive. But you worry about it too much where you make people's negative criticism of you a judgment how you gonna move in your life. Get what I'm saying now? You make people's negative criticism of you or thought of you a judgment on how you're going to live your life. You see? Because what does a judge do? Give down sentencing, right? Right? After the 12 sit there and say guilty or not guilty, the judge gives a sentencing on how your next days are going to be, what your punishment can be, right? Or what your freedom can be. So you allow people's thought process of you, right? Because what they judge your result as, or what they say where you are, and go, well, damn, they're right. And then I'm not doing good. I'm not that great. This is not for me. Oh, I can't do it. Or I need to change it. And change your whole criteria in life off of their things. And you made that your judgment. And now this is how you're living your life. So you are not free. Your freedom is limited. But if you understand to yourself and say that everything takes a process, things take time, right? Haste makes waste. And you say to yourself, well, I'm getting up every morning, keeping it consistent. I'm learning, I'm building here. I can see certain things differently. So once I get that open opportunity, like example, some people were ready in COVID, boy. Some people saw that COVID package coming. And they was ready already because they kept the consistency prior, so they were able to get it. How many people right now on PPP loans are frauding or getting in so much trouble, making these fake companies, or decided finally to make their company late and think, well, I can go apply for it. Somebody told them that, charge them $3,000 for it, got them some money. And now I was like, but that doesn't make any sense. You didn't You weren't an established company the year prior to that. You weren't having any employees. You weren't making any income. You wasn't having any expenses. You just, what? This was all, the bank accounts don't even match up. Like, you really have to prove the expense and the revenue of this, right? But if a person didn't wait till PPP loan time and said, yo, I have a dream and a vision, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start an LLC or a sole proprietor, you know, because LLC still is either, you could be a sole proprietor or a partner in it, right? Or you can, for tax purposes, make yourself an S Corp, right? So you start that, you have that. You're like, all right, cool, I paid for that. I registered as a company. You know what, I get a Gmail. You know what, I'll open a bank account. I'll put a couple hundred in there, keep it in there, find one that's like monthly low income expenses for like, you know, $10 a month, or something where it says just leave like $500 in there, no charge, just to have things going. Drop some money in there. Try to tell some of my friends about my services and what I do, slowly. And then you would have came around through PPP loan and was like, oh, well, I'm a company, I'm an entity, I have expenses. I can use my home as a part of an office, right? Because I use it for office space, right? I'm sending emails, I'm working from home, I'm doing things. Oh, so that's part of my rent on my mortgage. Oh, my vehicle is a transportation, what I do for my jobs, partially as well too. You know, the fuel, the mileage, the wear and tear. You know, if you have a advertised sticker, and you may have applied for a PPP loan for those reasons, and you would have been justified by it because you would have had the backup to show through your account. And now that may have took you, right? The point I'm getting to, that may have took you to another level now because you got the extra few grand that you couldn't have got before, that you were trying to get from other people. But now you can take that few grand to push you more with your ads, to push you more with your marketing, you know, to get you an office space, whatever it might be. You could use that to push you more, right? Long as you do the correct things after, you know, to make sure it's forgiven, or if it's partially forgiven, but it's such at a low interest rate, you're good to go, because you're like, that's a low interest rate anyway. So I can pay back the partial ones that I'm not forgiven for, because you had set yourself up before to be ready for things, and you didn't wait around for something to give it to you. You set yourself up consistently as you were being patient. So when things came around, you had the opportunity to grab it because you were already ready. Get me? You get me? That's why I'm saying, be patient, but be consistent. If you want a company, you want an organization, set it up. Put that extra money towards it, set it up. Have your ducks in a row, and then keep on trying to go from there so you can see what you need to do. Like I said, for tax purposes, right? Depending on what state you're in, 2 to 3 years, I think something like that, right? 2 to 5 years, you're allowed to have a negative, a big loss before they deem your company as a hobby. So what does that tell you? You're not going to get everything right then and there once you make your plan and strategize. It's not going to come right then and there. You're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to take losses. And those losses is your payment towards greater things. Okay? Which I'm going to talk about in something else. But you got to understand that. Take your time. Trust the process. Be patient. Hurry up and wait. That means be patient and still be consistent in your task and your goals. And we're going to get there so we can set ourselves up to be ready to gain these opportunities, because we're creating opportunities. We're not waiting for opportunities. See what I'm saying? Because when you set yourself up with consistency and have yourself ready, you've created an opportunity for yourself, even if it's long-term in the future or short-term in the future. But you've created an opportunity for you to do something else, to have more choices. This is what we need to do here within our minds and within our financial selves. Create more short-term and long-term opportunities. Okay? We got to do that, man. So go ahead, man. Trust the process, be patient, and still be consistent. And like I say, we're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity.